Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Chris Burns Outdoors. Today I was going to do a video on swim baits. I was going to go through how to rig swim baits a couple different ways, what kind of swim baits I use. I always have one of these rigged up in the boat, guys. This is one of my favorite baits to throw. It just looks so real. It imitates small bait fish or larger bait fish. They come in different sizes. I like to use KEITECH. That's my favorite one. That's all I really buy. And I get these. They come, this size here is a 2.8. They'll come in 3.3, 3.8. And then what I do, guys, is I just use one of my Plano edges and I put all different sizes and colors in that, and then I reload this as needed. And then for hooks and swim bait heads, have all different sizes and shapes and things I've even made. You can kind of see that that's tipped over, so all those hooks are kind of hanging out. And this is also, I put them in my Plano edge here, but I like to use the VMC hooks, the VMC swim bait heads. You can see they've got the double bar there. It helps hold the bait on. I've also make my own. I just started getting into that last year, and I bought the mold, and that's kind of what that looks like. And I'm able to put my own eyes on it, different colors, and it also has the two barbs on it to help hold that bait in. It has the head underneath, so when it skips across rocks, it kind of protects the swim bait a little bit more. You can kind of see how it's rigged up with this swim bait on there. So all I really do, guys, you know, if I'm in open water, there's what the KEITECH looks like. You can see how much movement there is on that tail. But I'll take the VMC hook. The key is to get it right down the middle of the bait, okay? And then once you get it there, you're going to feed it around, and then you're going to pop it out in the middle of the back. And there is, if you can see that, there's a little indentation there. So once you pop that out, at this point what I will do is I'd take a little bit of super glue and go around that. Sometimes I don't, depends on how much time I've got. Then I kind of turn the bait straight toward me and I push it on there. And I'll hold it there a second if I have the super glue on there. And that's it. That's kind of what that looks like. See that? And I'll use this in open water. It's not good if you have a lot of grass, a lot of weeds. You'll spend most of your time kind of cleaning off weeds or grass or getting hung up with it. But along the edge of weed lines, a lot of times I'll throw this. I always have this hooked up on the boat. Always. So if I am in weeds, I'll use this one here, guys. It's got the underbelly weight on it, and then it has this keep here, this screw-on keep. You can kind of see that. So what I'll do there is I'll take my swim bait, and all I do is I get dead center again. Super important to be center, and I'll screw that on the underbelly hook, and I'll get that to where that hook kind of looks like that. See how I screwed that on? I could probably go one more time, and I'll get it to where it's perfectly straight on there. And then what I do is I pop that through the middle of the back again, and that's what I have. Then I'll take that, and a lot of times I'll pull it out and pinch it in. Now this has become weedless. Now I can throw that in the weeds and it'll work right through the weeds with no problems. That can be deadly. So it does take a little bit of the action off it with the underbelly weight, but as you're swimming it, you can dive it down pull it back up, and then kind of swim it across there. All you're doing is you're reeling really slow with this on both of these presentations. All you're trying to do is get the tail to move back and forth, and it doesn't take much. So open water, grass, weeds, maybe heavy rock. So there's two ways I'll rig it. Another way that I'll rig this is with this style hook. It's built in. It's already got the weight on the head. I'll use this for a lot of times, the smaller ones. And then basically all I'm going to do is go straight down the middle. Okay, I'm going to pop that out about that far. See that, guys? And what I'm doing is I'm gauging this from here to the end of the hook is about the distance from here to here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed that up, and I'm going to twist that right around. Oh, I apologize, guys. I went the wrong way with that. So I'm going to go this way. Sorry. You're going to go through the underbelly side of it. Like that. Okay? Not through the top, but through the bottom. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed that up. When I get to that point, I'm going to twist the hook and push up. Okay? And then I've got this. And then, same thing. I'm going to go through the back side, perfectly straight. I'm going to pop that hook up through the back side like so. And then I'm just going to pinch it in there. Now I'm weedless again. Okay? You can use a little super glue on that, but a lot of times with this it'll hold pretty good. And that's it. That's a simple, easy way to, you want your head up tight too. So when you do that, you gauge it. But that's a simple way to throw it weedless. Okay? The other thing that I'll do is I'll use a bobber stopper, which look like these here. Okay? And on these, what I'll do is I'll take these, I'll take one, and I'll feed, if you can see that, see the loop there? I'll feed the line through that loop. Okay? Then what I do is I just take that like so, and I grab this little rubber bobber stop, and I pull it onto the line. Okay, see how I've pulled that onto the line? It's like so. And I'll pull that all the way down the line until it comes off that one, and then I just pull that out. Now the bobber stop is on the line. Okay, then what I'll do is I'll use a bullet sinker. Kind of hard to see that. Just a bullet sinker. And you want to feed that to where you go through the small end of the bullet sinker through your line. Oh, sorry guys, let me. So you go through the point come out the bottom like so. Okay, so you got your bobber stop back here, and what that does is that bobber stop holds the weight so it don't slide down the line any further. Okay, then all I do is tie that to whatever bait that I'm using. Okay, with fluorocarbon, guys, always wet your line. If you don't wet the line with fluorocarbon, what will happen is when you cinch it together, it will burn the line, and basically you could put a fray in a line, and then what will happen is you get a fish or whatever, and there you go. So this here will slide. So I can throw this out, right? And as it goes down, the weight will come first, and this will just go on its own. And then the other thing is when the fish picks it up, the fish doesn't really feel that weight because the sinker slides. So that's one way. The other way is I will just take that and I'll take my bobber stopper and I'll push it right here to where, and I'll use this weedless too, guys. I should have said that. This, a lot of times I'll throw this on an offset hook. So, but basically that'll push that down, and now that's similar to this. If you kind of holds that in, but you got a couple different options, because you can always slide your bobber stopper back and it'll do all kinds of things. Now I usually throw that on an offset hook. Okay, you just throw that on your offset hook, and that's kind of what that's used for, and you make it weedless. So so those are a few ways that I do my swim baits. I hope that helps you guys out. Like I said, I always got one of these rigged on the boat no matter what. Never know when I can use it. Now I usually have the one that's opened a lot of times, depends where I'm fishing, but down here in the south, these Tennessee lakes, there's not any grass, and a lot of times it'll be hooked like this. My hookup ratio is better with an open hook. Not to say that this isn't, but a lot of times, the fish will bite it, and you've got just that part sitting there because the bottom part hits the weight. But when you're in weeds and grass, to get that bite, I'll worry about that when it happens, or I'll throw it like that. All right. So anyway, KEITECH, Dick sells those. Bass Pro Shop sells them. Some Bass Pro Shop sells them. You can't really get these at Walmart, but these KEITECH, Tackle Warehouse or any place like that, they're really good. There's different types. There's KVD makes one, but these are the ones that I like to use. They just seem to work really well. So hope that helps you out. Take some kids fishing, get them out there. This is another bait you can throw with the kids. Pretty weedless. They can throw it all over the place, won't get tangled up. Really good for your ponds, lakes, rivers, wherever you decide to fish. All right, everybody have a great weekend. Out.